What is the point of knowing everything in the world if you don't know the one thing that can save your life? Think about it. Today, I will share with you a story from the banks of the sacred Ganga. It's a story many in India have heard as children, but when told again in our modern world, it reveals a truth we often forget. It is not just about a scholar and a boatman. It is about all of us, about knowledge without wisdom, about pride without humility, and about the difference between filling your head with facts and filling your life with meaning. He had studied the scriptures, mastered languages, debated the finest minds. People bowed to him as if he carried the universe in his books. But his heart carried pride. One day, he had to cross the river for an important debate. He hired a boatman, a poor man whose skin was burnt by the sun, whose hands were rough from rowing day after day. As they floated across, the scholar looked at him and asked, "Tell me, boatman, have you studied philosophy?" The boatman smiled gently. "No, sir, I only know how to row this boat." The scholar laughed. "Then you've wasted a quarter of your life." The boatman said nothing, his oars cutting through the water. A while later, the scholar leaned forward. "At least you know Sanskrit, don't you? Surely you can read the sacred texts." The boatman lowered his head. "No, sir, I only know a few words to count my earnings." The scholar shook his head with pity. "How sad. Then you've wasted half your life already." The river kept flowing. The boat creaked. But then the sky darkened. Clouds gathered, thunder roared, and waves rose high. The boat rocked dangerously. Water rushed in. The boatman shouted over the storm, "Sir, do you know how to swim?" The scholar froze. "No, I never learned." The boatman looked at him with sorrow and said, "Then I'm afraid, sir, you are about to lose your whole life. The tale ends here, but its meaning flows on." The scholar had endless knowledge. He could recite scriptures, argue philosophy, and impress crowds. But none of it could help him when the boat was sinking. The boatman, though uneducated, carried wisdom born from practice. He knew the river, the winds, the current. In that moment, his humble skill was more valuable than the scholar's entire library. And isn't that the truth of life? We live in a world drowning in information. Google, books, courses, we can learn anything. Yet, when life brings a storm, job loss, illness, heartbreak, many of us stand helpless, like the scholar who never learned to swim. Because knowledge is not wisdom. Knowledge fills the mind. Wisdom guides the soul. In psychology, there is a term, practical intelligence. Professor Robert Sternberg once said, "Some people score the highest marks in exams, but fail to solve the real problems of life." Isn't that true? You may know nutrition, but still eat poorly. You may study communication, but still speak harshly at home. You may read about leadership, but still fail to lead yourself. Just like the scholar, we may know about life, but not know how to live. The boatman's lesson is timeless. It's not how much you know, but whether what you know is useful when life tests you. This is not a call to reject knowledge. Books matter. Learning matters. But without humility and practice, knowledge becomes arrogance, and without application, it becomes dust. So ask yourself, what good is learning compassion if you can't forgive? What good is reading about mindfulness if your mind is always restless? What good is studying spirituality if you cannot live with kindness? The scholar thought he was exposing the boatman's ignorance. But in truth, it was the boatman who exposed the scholar's blindness, the blindness of knowing everything, except the one thing that matters when the storm arrives. The lesson is simple. Do not chase knowledge to look intelligent. Chase wisdom so you can live intelligently. At the end of your life, nobody will ask how many books you read, how many exams you passed, or how many debates you won. Life will ask, did you live with courage? Did you love with kindness? Did you walk with humility? Because when the storms come, the question will never be, what do you know? The question will be, can you swim? If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who is busy collecting knowledge but forgetting the wisdom of living. And ask yourself, right now, what is swimming in your life? That one essential skill you've been ignoring. It could be resilience. It could be patience. It could be faith. Whatever it is, don't wait for the storm to regret it. Learn it today. Live it today. And if you want more stories that awaken, inspire, and guide you, subscribe to this channel. Let's walk this path together, planting seeds of wisdom, one story at a time.